I was stripped naked. I was washed there.
In the river?
The dress was washed. We sat there until the dress dried before we could go home. This one seated here is my wife. My wife. You don't come past 9 o'clock expecting my wife to give you food.
Hello and welcome. My name is Mary Wamae, and this is the Executive Table. And I can tell you it's getting more and more exciting every single day. Today, I have a very exciting guest, and I'm sure by the end of it, you will agree with me. And we are having very serious conversations with Madam Catherine Musakali. Most of us know her as the Women on Boards lady. So you're going to know what the Women on Boards lady is made of in this session. Welcome. Catherine, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mary. It's long since I was called Madam Catherine.
Oh, but you are a madam. Hey, what do you mean?
Oga, Madam.
Madam. So you're most welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we are really pleased to have you.
Thank you.
And looking forward to the conversation.
Thank you very much.
Now, we have known you as the chair of Women on Boards and several other things that you do. Mm-hmm. But a lot of us do not know where you came from. So maybe a good place to start is just tell us, pole where you came from, those growing up days, how they were like, and then we continue from there. Wow,
Mary, how much time do you have?
As much time as we require to have this conversation.
Okay, great.
We are here.
So I was born in Western Kenya, Bungoma County to be exact. I grew up on a farm, a family of 10 children. I always tell people, don't try that now. A family of 10. My father was a teacher. My mother was a housewife, looked after us at home. But I grew up, and I'm the second last born in our family. I grew up in a home that, we laughed throughout. We had our fun moments. We were very strong on family, and we always came together as family. One of the things that my father institutionalized very early, and I think that is where my love for governance came from, was that during holidays, my father designated himself the president of our home. And my father said to my mother, "You're the vice president and minister for home affairs." Wow. You remember the Mwai Kibaki days?
Yes.
Minister for Home Affairs, right?
Yes.
So that was my mother. My brothers and sisters had ministerial posts. So we had Minister for Agriculture, we had Minister for Finance, Minister for Education. That's why some of us went to school. And in the evenings, first my father would start off with the boys, and he would stay with the boys. I have 4 brothers, so he would stay with the boys in the living room, and they were talking men stuff. That was mentorship, right?
Yeah.
And my mother would stay with us in the kitchen, and we would talk girl stuff. And we would then have dinner as a family. We would then come together for prayers as a family, all together, all of us. And then we would have cabinet sessions.
What?
Yes. So my
cabinet session in Bungoma?
Family.
Wow.
Around the fireplace. So our living room had a fireplace, so the fire would be lit. And my father would formally open the meeting as the president of the home.
So where are you sitting that time now?
We are sitting around the living room.
Wow.
Yeah, around the living room. He's sitting. Actually, he and my mother would sit the way you and I are seated, and the fireplace is there.
All of you are there.
All of us are now seated on the other side.
Yeah.
And then he would start asking for reports from his ministers. Minister for Agriculture, what did you do today? Minister for
Serious
Finance.
Guy.
I am telling you, he was a school teacher, but he was governance strong on it. So you would have debates like, the Minister for Finance did not avail the fund, so we did not pay the workers in the fund. Minister for Education will be like, Katherine has completed her her primary school, is going into that type of thing.
Were there any austerity measures
Yes.
from the Minister of Finance? That's what we know.
Christmas budgets were done
Wow.
by the Minister for Finance. In fact, let me tell you a story. The Minister for Finance used to budget for all of us for Christmas. All of us had to have a new outfit for Christmas. The boys, the girls would have a new dress, a new outfit for Christmas. And I remember this one time, I was bought a pretty dress after the budget had been done. Pretty dress. And we were supposed to attend the Christmas mass, right? So the church, before you get to the church, you had to cross a river. So my brother and I, the brother who comes immediately before me, was going, the two of us were going to church together with my sister, who's a little older than us. So we reached the river and it had rained the previous night. And we had to cross the river. And here is little Katherine, who cannot cross the river.
On her own.
On her own, because I'm very small.
Yeah.
So my sister says to my brother, okay, let me cross the river and then you throw her to me.
Throw the child to me.
Throw the child to me. I swear very.
Oh my goodness.
Throw the child to me. So my brother, remember he's just 4 years older than me.
Yes.
I am about 4 years old, so he's about 8.
Yes.
He gets hold of me, and of
So
course,
he's the one out to hold you and
yes,
throw you
and
to the sister.
throw me across
on the other
to the
side.
sister. Yes. Remember, the child, you hold the child with the face facing up, not the other way. So he throws me across. You know what happened?
No.
I landed in the middle.
Into the river with your Christmas best.
My new dress
Oh
for
my
Christmas.
goodness. What?
So my sister is like, what am I going to do? I'm the 9th born.
What
so
are you
my
going to
father
tell the
is
president?
Proud of me and loves me to bits. Of course, he loves all his children, but I'm still young, you know.
Yeah.
What am I going to tell the president? My dress I was stripped naked. I was washed there.
In the river.
The dress was washed. We sat there until the dress dried before we could go home. Because nobody wanted punishment.
And now
by the
church is
president.
over already.
Church is
Time
over. Of course, we
immensely.
didn't finish.
Yeah.
We didn't go to church.
Yes.
So I grew up in that home where we were big on family.
No,
we
you have to tell us what happened when you got home. First of all, the parents have not seen you in
church. Yes.
So how did that conversation go now with them? Although you are still very young.
Yes.
Yeah?
Credit, and this is what now they told me.
They
Credit
told you.
to my father. He was a disciplinarian, but he was very loving.
Yes.
So my sister took it upon herself to go and say, you know what? This is what happened. But because she was upfront about it,
She didn't try to hide.
she did not try to hide.
Yeah.
Don't try to hide anything from my father.
And you'll find out.
Absolutely. So she said it up front, and she was told, never ever try this again, blah, blah, blah. And that was it.
Please don't try this at home.
Please don't try this at home. So that's how I grew up.
But
loving,
you know, just going back on that point,
Yes,
isn't
yes.
that what sort of like spiced up life? You know, growing up out there in the villages and,
I love the
diverse,
village.
I mean. And we have so many of those stories that
Yes.
will light up, you
Yes,
know.
yes,
I'm sure after that you'd sit, around a fire
Yes.
and laugh over it.
Absolutely.
The whole family. It now becomes very funny.
We
know?
still do. We laugh over it.
Yes.
Believe it or not, because we were so big on family and we met every so often. Up to now, my siblings and I and our spouses meet every month.
Oh, wow.
Yes, every month
month.
without fail.
Wow.
We meet because of that
closeness.
that closeness.
You really gelled and
Yes.
bonded very well.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
But, that was really the foundation of my governance journey.
Yes.
Because my father was teaching me governance. Now, I never had a ministerial post. Perhaps I didn't tell you
I was
that.
going to say, maybe you are made the Attorney General or something like that. Or Constitutional Affairs.
No way, that never happened, never happened. So,
Okay.
remember I said I was 9th born in our family.
Yes.
So I was pretty young.
You are still young.
I was still young. And my father said, you know, you have to earn this position.
Yes.
And because you're still young, I am going to make you my minute taker. I am not surprised that I became company secretary, Mary. So I would walk around following my father, taking his notes. You know, growing up in the village, if you had, for example, a cow or 2 cows and your
Yes.
neighbor had nothing,
Yes.
what would you do? You would take your 1 cow, give it to your neighbor so that they can enjoy the milk. And when it had a calf, then you took back your cow and you left them.
with the
You
calf.
didn't sell it, you
Yes.
gave it to them.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So there I learned kindness. But I would be the one following my father around saying, the gray cow is in so and so.
With the so and so.
So and so.
And
I still have those
and it
notes.
is expecting.
It is expecting. It
in
is.
this
So I would
month.
be reporting on that during our
Aha.
cabinet meetings.
Wow.
It was
wow.
amazing.
So that taught you responsibility from a very
Absolutely.
high, tender age. And I guess when your brothers and your sisters, you know, the older ones, when they are discussing their affairs and their reports, you are also listening, you are learning, you're hearing the comments from the president.
Yes.
When he's happy, you know. When he's
Yes.
not happy, you know.
Yes,
And
yes,
why?
yes.
Amazing. That's
Absolutely. And the
amazing.
other one I learned from them was how he treated my mother.
Yes.
And I remember one time, Mary, my brothers, my 2 older brothers, I don't know who gave them alcohol. I have no clue. You know, we had rules at home. One of the rules was past 9 p.m., don't come home.
Curfew at night.
Stay where you are. So my brothers, I don't know who gave them alcohol, and they turned up at 9 p.m. Cabinet meeting was going on.
And
They are coming singing. Hey. So my father, the door was opened, they came in, he told them, go and sleep. So they went and slept. The next day, very early in the morning, he calls them, come. Okay, he's sitting there and he had 2 ropes. So he gives each one of them 1 rope and he says, go to the boma where the cows are, the ngombes are, and each of you should come with any one of them, whether bull or cow, whichever, come with any one of them. So my brothers go and they're like, so what is going on? They come, they drag, they pick.
they come with the cows.
My father says to them, okay, this one seated here is my wife. My wife. You don't come past 9 o'clock expecting my wife to give you food.
To open the door for you and to give you food.
This cow is for dowry. Go and bring that girl who will do that work for you. You know, the drops just dropped. Because they were not ready to
They
marry,
were not
of
expecting
course.
this. But they are being told, there's your place.
This is my wife, not
And this
yours.
is my home.
My home and my wife.
Don't forget.
Don't forget.
What? They will never dare to do that again.
You know, we sit now and laugh over those stories.
But don't you love also the way our parents had this, way of passing across a very serious message?
Yes, absolutely.
But in a very interesting way.
Absolutely.
Because, he didn't need to even,
he
cane
didn't.
them, or which he could have done.
Which he could have done.
But the way he passed that message to
Absolutely.
them, they'll never forget.
They won't forget.
They'll never
We
forget.
still remember if we slaughtered a cow, if we slaughtered a chicken. I still remember being told, take this to neighbor so-and-so,
Yeah.
a piece.
Yes.
To neighbor so-and-so.
Yeah.
You know, that thing still remains with me today. Being
Yeah.
kind, being,
Yes.
Sharing.
Caring for the
Yeah.
others in the community.
He gave us amazing lessons.
And that empathy, sitting, getting into somebody else's shoes and
Absolutely.
trying to
Absolutely.
understand their circumstances and wondering, okay, what can I do for this
Absolutely. Yeah, so
person? Amazing.
from there, I went to school,
did
secondary
you go
school,
to
my
school?
high school. Oh, sorry, primary or high school?
Primary school.
Primary school was a school in Western Kenya called Misiku Girls.
Yes.